Hello, my friend. Happy New Year. It is 2020, the year of great vision and great focus. In this video, we will be covering what is a one-word focus, why it's beneficial to have one, how do you choose your own one-word focus. I'm going to reflect back and share a review of how my 2019 focus went, and then I'm going to reveal to you what I've chosen to be for my one-word focus for 2020. And announce something new that will be coming to this channel this year. Since we'll be covering a lot in this video, I've put the minutes of each section in the description down below for you in case you want to skip around or come back to a section later. I'm gonna go pour myself a warm beverage and then let's get real about choosing a one-word focus. If you've seen my videos before, you may have noticed that I didn't get my usual hot chocolate. I got tea! And it's crazy because I used to hate tea up until November. Like, I had tried so many different kinds, and then I did this challenge where I had to drink tea every day for a week because I was following the routines of different famous authors. And I discovered that I like peppermint tea if I add a certain amount of milk to it. I still hate tea leaves, but this has shown me that maybe there'd be other herbal teas that I like, so maybe leave me some recommendations in the comments down below so I can try them and see if there's any others that I might like. But on to today's topic. So what is a one-word focus? It's when you choose one word or a phrase or a quote, something really short. Some people may be stricter on this about it being one word, but I think the point of it is to have a very concise, focused mindset for your year. It should be something that's important and personal to you. It might be some word that's like an umbrella that covers all of your main goals for the year. It might be a quality that you're wanting to grow in, or it might be simply something that you just want to remember this year to help keep your head in the right place. So why should you choose a one-word focus? How does it benefit you? Well, it can be overwhelming when you try to focus and give your attention to all the different things that you want to grow in, do, and achieve all at once. Choosing a one-word focus for your year is a great start in narrowing down your list to go strong in one area at a time rather than spreading yourself too thin, becoming discouraged because you're growing slowly because you're trying to grow in all of these areas at once, or becoming paralyzed from the overwhelm and just giving up on your goals completely. But focusing in on one thing or just a few things at a time is way more manageable and helps you to take intentional action. Setting a one-word focus for your year is a powerful tool in directing your brain where you want it to go, telling it, hey brain, this is important, so let's focus on this, and writing it down so your brain knows that it's important and so that it will be working on it even when you are not consciously thinking about it. So I gotta be honest with you, I actually chugged my tea a long time ago. It was getting cold, and I guess that's what happens when you take too long to film a video. So how do you choose your one-word focus? Well, I've created a worksheet for you with different questions and spaces where you can fill it out, and you can get that in my blog post version of this, which I'll link in the description down below. In that blog post, I also go into more depth on all these things that I've been talking about. I've been trying to keep this concise because I've combined like 2 blog posts worth in this video, so you can check out both of those blog posts if you want even more. But for now, I'll give you a couple tips to get you started. So first of all, spend time reflecting on last year. What did you accomplish? What are you proud of? What went well for you as you tried to make progress towards your goals? And then what areas could use improvement? What didn't work so well? The next tip is to think on words of being and doing that are most important to you right now. Who do you want to be? How can you improve that character trait this year? What are you hoping to accomplish? What's a dream that you've been putting off for too long? What needs to increase or lessen in your life? What do you want to see, do, or experience this year? Again, I share some more tips, and I have that worksheet in that blog post that I mentioned. I also have a list of some ideas of ways to remember your focus throughout the year, and that link to the blog post is in the description down below. But for now, I want to share with you my past examples as well as what I did each year to help me remember them. My 2016 focus was have courage and be kind. It was a quote from the live action Cinderella movie that really stood out to me. I had it engraved on the inside of a bracelet so that I would have the secret reminder every day to have courage and be kind. My 2017 focus was inspired by Mark Batterson's book, Chase the Lion, and that title was what I had my focus be for the year. And I had an artist illustrate a lion, and I had it printed on canvas and hung it right above my dresser so that when I would wake up in the morning, it was directly across from me and it would be the first thing I saw each day. My 2018 focus was also inspired by a book. The book was named Called to Create by Jordan Rayner, and one of his chapter titles and the theme of that chapter was Trust, Hustle, Rest. And I had a friend of mine who does beautiful calligraphy make this piece for me, and I have this framed and sitting in my living room. Now that brings us to last year, my 2019 focus, which I will give a little review for you guys. The word that I chose was experience, and I had it engraved on a bracelet. Now let's go visit past Anna, who had more hair, and let her explain the two parts of what this word meant to me. So this word means two big different things to me. One is that I want to remember to experience life to the fullest this year. I just feel like my 2018 went by so quickly. Like I don't know. Like I think it was like the fastest year of my life. And I mean, part of it had to do with I was also dealing with health issues this year, and so my brain was extra foggy and my memory was bad, and so I'm sure I was out of it for most of this year. But I still want to make sure I'm doing things to really experience 2019 and make time go by more slowly. And this also kind of means for me to be more present in every moment. You know, it means less distractions, you know, less mindless scrolling on social media and, you know, bouncing from one thing to the next, but being more intentional and being more mindful, you know, taking in every moment, every experience. The second meaning behind my focus word experience is to gain experience. So I'm in my third year of blogging, and I mean, I just launched this YouTube channel, and I have something else coming new this year. And like I talked about in my video last time about the paralyzing power of perfectionism and comparing yourself to others, it's something that I've grown in a lot, but every so often that thought creeps back in, and I'm like, hearing those voices in my head that say, wow, that person is like so much farther ahead than I am. Like, I should be doing better at this. And like having silly thoughts of like expecting myself to be as good as a YouTuber who's been at it for months or years when it's like, this is like literally my third video. So why, like, that's just silly. And so it reminds me to take those thoughts captive and remember to give myself grace with the full knowledge that this is a beginning phase. This is a season of gaining experience. And like I talked about in that last video, you know, anytime you start something new, it takes time to improve. It takes effort. So let's start with the areas that I could have done better in and what I learned from it. So throughout all of last year, I documented trying to, you know, experience life to the fullest and gain experience. I created videos documenting that, and I had so much fun. But my goal was 12 or more videos, and I only made it to 11. Well, technically 11 and a half, because there's one video that I just never fully finished and uploaded, so you might randomly see that next year. There are also some other things that I was wanting to do, like I had this list of ideas of things I was wanting to experience that I didn't end up getting to, but most of it was because of unexpected things coming up. Like at the beginning of the year, a friend of mine passed away, and then towards the end of the year, I got sick several times, and like right in a row, like 3 times in 2 months. And I traveled a bit more, and it was just like unexpected things kept coming up. And from all this, I learned that I need to be able to give myself more grace when unexpected things happen. You know, I can't control when those things happen. That's just life. I can't predict it either, which is also why I should give myself more margin. Setting my goals a little bit less than the most that I think that I can do so that my whole schedule doesn't fall apart when unexpected things come up. And so that I have more room, some extra time if I want to, write an ebook or create a new product, or if new opportunities arise. Like there were some opportunities that I had last year, but I just didn't have time for them. Like some things I was really wanting to do. But yeah, so if I give myself more margin, then I will have more freedom to at least choose when opportunities like that come up. So another thing that didn't go so well was that I was planning on journaling in my diary every single day of the whole year. Yeah, I didn't make it past the first month. But I've learned a lot about habits this year. I've been reading some books and doing some research, and there's some things that I'm wanting to implement to try this goal again this year. But now, let's move on to the successes from this past year. Though there was some room for improvement, I am really happy with how this past year turned out. And because there were things that I might not have enjoyed as fully or experienced had I not made this my one word focus, had I not taken that time to intentionally set that for my year. For one, I faced some pretty big fears this year. For one, I shaved off all my hair. And yeah, I've buzzed it quite a few times this year, and this is after I think a few months of growth, because I was finally letting it grow out a little bit, because I was just getting excited about being able to make a faux hawk. This was something that I had wanted to do for a while, and I realized that the only reason I wasn't doing it was because of fear. And that's not a good enough excuse, and so I went for it, and that video ended up getting over 19,000 views. That just still blows my mind, and I got a few more subscribers from it, and I also discovered a new look that I loved. Who knew that I could rock it? Another fear I moved past this year was, that rhymed, another fear I moved past this year was, now I've lost my train of thought. Oh, to draw my own blog post images. It was something that I've wanted to do for a while, but I was like, I'm not a good enough artist yet. It's gonna look bad. But then I was so focused on writing for my blog and these other things that I wasn't practicing my art much anyways. And I know that I practice things better when I very intentionally have something that I'm working towards, or it has some kind of purpose, it's for my blog or it's for someone else. And so I realized the only way I'm going to get better at this is if I just start doing it. And so I started drawing my own blog post images, and I'm excited for the day that I get to the point where I feel a little bit more comfortable with it, but I'm doing it every day. Yay. I also changed up my routine, my entire routine for a whole month. As I mentioned before, I did this challenge where I followed the routines of 4 famous authors, and it was a really fun experience. Well, maybe not Kafka week. That one almost killed me. I'm not doing that ever again. But there were valuable things that I learned, both about myself and even some little things that I picked from their routines. Well, not Kafka again, but some things that I took from some lessons I learned from their routines, and also learning that there was a tea that I liked. That's fun. So win-win all around. I also took the time to enjoy the little moments, the things that we might miss because we're so busy or might be complaining about it, like snow, for instance. When's the last time that you really enjoyed it? Didn't just complain about it because of all the inconveniences that it comes with, but actually found some positive in it. And so I documented my husband and I went on a little snow adventure and built a snowman, and it was a really fun day. And then another example is I had a really fun fall day because somehow the year before I totally missed all the fall things. I woke up one day and I was like, oh, it's fall. We need to go apple picking. And I looked it up on Google, and I had totally missed apple picking season. And so I was like, maybe there's pumpkins. And so I Googled that and was like, how did I miss pumpkin season too? So I missed all of these things and fall is my favorite season. So it was kind of really sad that I somehow missed all these things. So this year I planned on making sure I did all the things and experienced fall to the fullest, stepping on all those crunchy leaves. And so I documented a video of my husband and I. We went to the apple orchard and the pumpkin patch, and we made chili, and we homemade an apple pie, which was really delicious. But again, these things that I enjoyed this year, I might have totally missed it had I not set this intention, this focus to experience. And for gaining experience, there are quite a few things that I tried out in my YouTube videos this year that were a lot of fun for my experience videos. I did a secret Twitter experiment of telling a joke every day with the secret mission to find out if I was funny or not. I also pretended to be a YouTube gamer for a day, and I recorded my gameplay. I made my first unboxing video and partnered with the Heroes Journal. I tried out some new editing techniques for fun. I did my first overhead view video and walkthrough of a planner. I created my first whiteboard animation video, and fun fact, I actually had to crawl underneath my coffee table and reach out my arm from underneath it to draw it because I didn't have a stand that got the lighting well and could reach over, so I had it hanging off of my coffee table. Yeah, I hurt my back. I participated in NaNoWriMo for the first time, and I donated art to my local stray rescue for the second year in a row. All in all, I think it was a pretty great year, from the lessons that I learned to the accomplishments that I achieved, and I think it has beautifully set me up for this new 2020 word, which is story. I commissioned an artist to create this illustrated wallpaper for the lock screen of my phone with a quote that says, "Your life is a story, so make it a good one." That way, I will remember my focus every time I look at my phone. Which is a lot, let's be honest. So what does story mean to me? I'm mainly using it as a mindset and a daily reminder to live out a story worth reading. If someone was to pick up a book and it was the story of my life, would it be worth reading? In more specific terms, to me it means continuing to face fears and go beyond my comfort zone. I want to be able to say yes to more opportunities, even if they're scary. I will also carry over the lessons I learned about grace and self-care from last year. Like I mentioned before, I want to make sure I'm giving myself more margin as well, so that I'm ready and freed up for whenever opportunities arise, and so I'm not so stressed out all the time. I also want to share more stories. On a personal level, as I mentioned before, I'd like to try again with regular journaling. I want to make sure I'm keeping record of my own story so I can look back on it and remember where I've been. Also, on a personal level, I'd like to continue being vulnerable with you all, because I think there's incredible power in being able to say, "Me too," and sharing your story and realizing that you're not alone in your struggles, realizing that someone else understands. Because we're all in this together, and you are not alone, my friend. And I want to use my struggles, my past experiences, to help other people. Now let's talk about what sharing stories means specifically for my blog and YouTube channel. On my blog, I will continue my epic stories. EPIC stands for Everyday People Inspiring Change. It's where I interview everyday people who have a story that I feel can inspire or encourage others. I started Epic Stories back up last year, and I want to continue it with an aim to have one per season. Also on the blog, I will continue creating posts with multiple contributors. This is something I started last year, and it was a big hit. I loved getting to hear perspectives from so many different people. 14 people shared their advice as recovering perfectionists. Then most recently, 7 people shared their stories of learning to embrace their weird. I want to create more opportunities like this for other people to share their stories. I will also continue my Lessons from Film series. Since the beginning of my blog in 2015, I've shared life lessons from new movies and theaters, as well as from new TV shows. I think there's something so powerful about story, being able to show a lesson rather than tell. Plus, discussing personal growth lessons from a movie we've both seen creates common ground and easy reference points rather than trying to teach something from scratch. I want to give even more attention to these kinds of posts this year, as well as making sure I am turning them into YouTube videos. And now it's time to announce what is coming new to my blog and YouTube channel that's in line with my new one-word focus for 2020. This year, I want to write fables and short stories to teach lessons about personal growth. You know, think of Aesop's fables, how they varied from like one paragraph to just a couple pages, and then they would say the moral at the end. It's kind of like that, but you know, with my own style. And yeah, I'm just really excited to write some stories this year to kind of back up some blog posts that I'm writing, and then there's also going to be some standalone stories. We'll see how it goes. I'm excited to be able to have a chance to practice my story writing, even, you know, short story writing, and I hope you guys enjoy them and can benefit from them. And most importantly, I want to continue helping you in your story. As I talked about in the Geek's Guide to Life, I am just your humble guide. You are the hero. You are the main character of your own story, and I am just so passionate about helping you learn to understand more about who you are and then how to apply that knowledge so that you can grow as a person and have so much success in reaching your goals. Your life is a story, and so I want to help you make it an epic one. Boy, we've covered a lot. I hope this video benefited you, and make sure to comment down below what your one word or phrase is for 2020. And make sure to hit the like button because it really helps support my channel so that I can keep creating videos like this and get it seen by more and more people. And if you'd like to see more videos like this, make sure to subscribe to my channel. And until next time, keep it real.
I'm so excited! I have so much energy to do the things for the new year. Yeah! Yay, New Year! Are you excited? I'm excited.
Now don't try this at home, kids. You really shouldn't be jumping on your furniture. Ours is like, we have this couch cover because the fabric underneath has been tearing apart. It's a very holy couch. Holy couch, Batman!
I don't expect to grow wings or do extraordinary things on my own.
Got some almonds. Chocolate covered. I need a snack because lunchtime. It's past lunchtime. I have to finish this video. We can do it.